Josh with Headlights to the Tailpipes, and here's a security tip. If you want to make sure that your car doesn't disappear like this car here, what you want to do is you want to get yourselves a big pile of rope, all right? And then you twirl the rope all the way around your wheels, and then you take a big lock and you put it in there. So the car may have gone, but the wheels and tires, they're still here. And that is your Headlights to Tailpipes security tip of the day. Thanks for tuning in. Where's the PUD for this car, Jerry? What's going on here, brother? What did you do? What is going on?
Well, I started off with a 67 bug body, tore it off the pan, got a 1927 Ford T-frame, and put it all together. And just wanted different stuff, away from what everybody does, Chevy, Ford, and I just went with the flathead. The flathead is because that's what I used to mess around when I was in high school. I'm pretty much familiar with it. I know enough to get me in trouble, and my dollars and cents will take me out of it.
I'd have to say that the term different certainly applies to what you did here. I mean, pretty fantastic. How often do you take it out and drive it?
I've only got 100 miles on it. I'm just working the bugs out of it.
Just working the bugs out of the bug?
A bug out of the bug, yeah.
So 1967, when did you find it, Larry?
Oh, this has been a 3-year ongoing project. So 3 years ago I got the body and worked from there.
Hey, look at that. See, I love it. People just love looking at the cars so much they don't even see everything else, which is awesome. Yeah. You must have done a good job with it because people are just walking right through. So what have I got underneath the hood here? Like, how much power is in here?
Well, originally 1949 Ford Flathead put out, I'd say 90 horse on a good day. This one has had a little work. It's putting out 225 now, so it's better than the average bear size, and that's about it. I mean, it's fuel injected also. Instead of putting carburetors on it, I ran this is a Holly Sniper setup and fuel tanks in the back, and works real well. I love it.
So a 67 Bug came out with how many horsepower?
40.
And this has got how many horsepower?
230.
Hey, Jerry, you know that series that we do where people double their horsepower? Do we have something where people do 4 times their horsepower? Have we done that yet? Holy cow. Larry. You know what? I didn't even notice it. He took the engine from the back and he put it in the front of the Bug. Larry,
yes, sir.
You've done something different here. You have achieved
I've really
your goal.
I've tried to do something different. It started off was going to have a straight 8 in it, but then when I found out the straight 8 was almost 5 foot long, I figured wouldn't quite fit on the frame. So I went to a flathead.
That is the story from your Headlights to the Tailpipes, and here's another, folks. Look at it. Just walking right through. Why? Because the cool stories are right here. They're looking at the stories, and we're just filming them. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Folks coming in all the way from Vegas to all the way up to Mesquite because we see them around town. What did you do here, Bill? What did you bring up here?
It's a 40 Chevy convertible.
Nice. And you were telling me that you restored this some time ago and you've just been driving it.
Yeah, I built the car between 1997 and 1999, and I've been driving the car since. It's got 58,000 miles on it.
What would you say over 20 years? How many car shows have you been to? Couple hundred thousand.
Lots of car shows.
So what is the one constant, right? I mean, people that you, like, what do you take away from these shows? People walk up and what's the big thing?
People a lot in common, friendly people, very car knowledgeable people, people interested in the cars. I mean, it's just a big family, basically, of people.
It's a family art show is what it is. I mean, folks coming in, what kind of questions do you get about this car usually?
How long have you had it? What color is it? How is it for sale?
Is it for sale?
No.
Is it for sale, Bill?
No. It's part of the family. I've had it so long. It's like my second child. My son's I have one boy and a whole bunch of cars.
Yeah, that's your Headlights, your Tailpipes, and folks walking right into the production. Why? Because they love the cars. You know what? The cars is the art. It just grabs your attention. You just look at it, and it's awesome. Bill, you did a good job.
With the hood down.
And look at that. Put the hood down, looks even better. That's your Headlights to the Tailpipes. Bill, thanks for sharing today, my friend.
Good talking to you.
This looks. You see the reflection right here, Jerry? This picture is fantastic. It looks an awful like headlights and tailpipes. Wait, let me turn around. Does it look good? How about this, Jerry? Does that look good? Golly, that picture is great on here. If you are watching us, how come you're not out here? You can be walking around these fantastic parts, seeing these beautiful cars. I know because I've seen this fantastic set of wheels at a bunch of different shows, and he came all the way up here from Pahrump, Nevada, up here to Mesquite. Let's walk around a little bit, see what he is. Where's he hiding? Where are you hiding? Where are you? Is he gone? He's out here somewhere. Well, he's out here somewhere. You know why? Do you know why he's out here somewhere? Because he's a fan too. And if you can guess the name of this car, I'm gonna say, wow, you've won yourself another fantastic trophy of your lifetime. What is it? It's Flames. What year is this?
I don't know.
What year is that one? Jerry, where are you? Look at these guys.
Where are you broadcasting
Look at these hot rodders. Hey, we're up here in Mesquite, and you know what? You can walk around, you can ride around at the car show, right?
Right.
All right. If you're walking down the aisle of Home Depot, and you decided one day you wanted to build the car, and you ran to Jeff and you said, Jeff, let's build the car. This is what it would look like. Jeff, what do we got here, Jeff?
It is based off of a 1929 Mercedes-Benz. It's got Mustang suspension, homemade frame, and the rest is all homemade.
All homemade?
Yep.
Lights?
Lights homemade. It's got a 2.3 motor, Pinto motor, automatic transmission.
How's it drive?
Little rough right now. I'm still working on it, but I want to put a V6 in it eventually.
You ever get splinters when you're driving this car?
No, I get a lot of looks though.
The steering wheel's milled out of wood, Jerry.
Yeah, I carved that for my ex-wife as a wall plaque, and when she passed away, I put it in the car.
See, I love that. I love the stories from the headlights to the tailpipes because a lot of people, you know what, the stories continue. You guys have seen those, right? I mean, like some of the veteran memorial cars that we've seen. So that's pretty cool. So, all right. So your wife, the memorial is the steering wheel.
Yep.
And the hood is a table that he had when he was a kid. Right? The fenders are a trailer. No. All he's saying, it's a fantastic car. If you guys want one, you got to go over to Home Depot, aisle 7, about midway down the bay. You guys can order this car and have it by Christmas.
Yep. Probably.
Thanks for tuning in. This is your headlights to your tailpipes, and the stories, they're woody today. Holy cow, you just killed like 7 trees when you started that thing. Ooh-wee. Jerry. Every once in a while, you got something that's really unique. What I like about this is that nature did its own job, and then what they did is they clear coated over it. So they took all the paint off, and they left some of this here. It's so unique. It's just got such a cool story about it. And then, of course, they dropped this monster engine in it. And this little beauty is only $10,500 in our series of for sale cars. Right here, let me get that phone number for you guys. It's right here. It's a Pontiac Silverstream. It's a 47. Beautiful. That's your headlights to your tailpipes. All right, so you guys ready? From the headlights to the tailpipes, you got cars all around you up here in Mesquite. And today, Gary brought something out that when you look at the B-roll for this interview, you see that Gary made this into a daily driver. What'd you do here, brother?
That's got a new Corvette driveline in it, 6-speed manual. And it's got a C4 front end suspension, coilovers, disc brakes, power steering. And now it's fun to drive.
Now it's fun to drive. We're seeing that more and more at the car shows, is that, you know what, folks? If it's not matching, it's got all of those little numbers, whatnot, why not make it into something that you can enjoy every single day, right, Gary?
That's for sure.
Cool. So So you've also, I mean, you did the paint, which is beautiful, whatnot, and you were saying something to me about before is that, you know what, when you make it too perfect, you just don't enjoy it as much, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you can drive this one. It's a driver. That's what I built it for. If you got a trailer queen that sits there and it's too good to sell and it's too nice to drive, so it just sits there. And so I bought it to enjoy. I had one of these when I was 21 years old, and I wanted one ever since. 50 years later, I got it, and my buddy and I flew back to St. Louis. We got it in St. Charles, and then we drove it back on Route 66. And we had two 70-year-old guys in a 50-year-old car. Hey, what could go wrong? Everything.
What could go wrong? Everything. And now it's got 500 horses, and it can be driven any day. From the headlights to the tailpipes, the stories are all around you. You just gotta ask. Gary will tell. Subscribe to our channel. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thanks, brother. From the headlights to the tailpipes, there's a lot of family things going on here. We got a little father-son build. Guys, what are we looking at?
We're looking at a lot of work.
A lot of work. Little John, what do we got here, brother?
It's a 32 Ford truck replica. Original, I should say.
It is beautiful. So did you guys build this in your own shop? Did you have it built?
We built it, yes.
Built it?
Yeah.
When did you guys start the build, and how long did it take you?
It's been about a year. October of...
About a year and a half.
Yeah, a year and a half, I guess. So.
About a year and a half. So what did you start with? What was the plan? Where do you start with something like this?
Dad had a vision. He drew it out on paper, and it's been a mission trying to make the machine, you know.
So tell us some details, Pop. What do we got?
Well, we got a whole lot of hours of work here. And we built the body, the whole works, so that's kind of my favorite. I kind of had a thing for 32 Fords, and I looked all over, and everything I could find wasn't worth. It would have been more work to try to fix it than it would be to try to build it, so we give her a go. And that's what we ended up with.
Y'all know how much horsepower you got going right there?
Not for sure. It's never been on a dyno, but we're guessing around 800, maybe a little more.
You know what's funny is that my first guess was 80 horsepower, not 800 horsepower. And 800 horsepower. How long is that car?
How long is it?
Yeah.
It's a 102-inch wheelbase.
102 inches, we squeezed 800 horsepower in here. Also, one of the cars at the end of the day, if you got $6, you can take it for a spin around the parking lot. They do rides all day long here.
It's easy to park.
It's easy to park, and that's your headlights to your tailpipes. Another story here from Mesquite, Nevada. Who says size doesn't matter? How about you start with an F650, and then you add airbags, and then you make it four-wheel drive, and then you add a pickup bed. What do you got? You got the perfect vehicle to go down the street and hit Starbucks with. This will get you wherever you're looking to go, and bring it back home again. Four-wheel drive is in the house. I got myself a Land Cruiser right here, which is an absolute beauty. What I love about this, again, there's so many great stories, and one of these is this one is in memorial of a friend of the car show. And you know what? They put this together and brought it out here, and this is one great way of memorializing folks. The modern Roadster was developed 1999. You had a beautiful car that hit the road, and you know what? You had some people that liked them, hated them, but you can't argue with it. This is a modern piece of art, and it is an absolute testament to, you know what? You can take old and make it beautiful again. There's an awful lot of pickups up here, and everybody's got a fantastic twist to it. Now, you've had this for almost 20 years, Dennis. What did you do? What did you do?
What do you mean, what did I do? I bought it as not a wreck, but an old truck. And it took me 13 years to get it to this point.
I love it. I mean, when people walk up, do they just go, wait a second, how come that tips this way and that tips that way?
They like the tilt and the dump bed. And,
It's fun. I mean, it gives it a little bit of twist. It's an eye catcher too.
Yeah.
So what is it? It's a 19 what?
56 Ford, a 3/4 ton, and I wanted it to be different than a half ton, you know, as far as height and the way it looked and stuff. And so it was originally a dump truck, and but it was kind of a mess, and so it took me forever to find a 56 Ford flatbed, and then I made the rest of it.
Gotcha. So you went out and you looked for some parts and whatnot, put it together. Now it's pretty high up. So
It's
is it
just stock height.
Stock height?
Stock height.
Stock height. And is that a fiberglass?
Yes.
Front?
Yes.
Okay.
Fiberglass tilt.
Fiberglass tilt. Okay. What about the drivetrain? What do we got?
It's all original, all stock. 292 engine, 4-speed, and regular rear end. Stock
How
rear end.
often do you all take it out to drive? Is it just a show vehicle?
Every day.
Every day.
Everyday vehicle. I mean, whenever we go someplace and we're going to an event or whatever, we take it.
I love it. You guys are seeing that theme over and over again. People are taking these beautiful pieces of art and you're driving them every day. They're not just sitting around, right?
No, if you can't drive them, they're not worth having.
Ah, you hear that? Dennis West says, if you can't drive it, it ain't worth having. That's your headlights to your tailpipes, and that's not trivia, that's fact. From the headlights to the tailpipes, there's stories all around you, and one of the coolest things is sponsors. They wouldn't be happening without all these sponsors. So, take a moment, ask them a question about what they brought out to the show, because if they hadn't helped out, you might not have a great place to go on a sunny Saturday afternoon.